The Margaret Garner Story, Right or Wrong by Taryn Whitehead. Margaret Garner was born on June 4th, 1834, on the Maplewood Plantation in Boone County, Kentucky. She became a slave the moment she was born. She was known as the domestic household slave, where her chores were to be cleaning and waiting on the master's family. The master used to pursue a forced and unwanted relationship upon her. By the age of 20, Margaret already had 4 children, which made it difficult for her and her family to escape. In the winter of 1856, her and her husband Robert escaped the plantation along with her 4 children and Robert's parents, 2 of her children to whom her master Edward Gaines was the father of. In the midst of escaping, they fled from the plantation into wading waters as they crossed the frozen Ohio River from Kentucky to Cincinnati, Ohio, where one of her children passed away. A family friend, Elijah Kite, was a person that they went to for protection, but he referred them to Levi Coffin, the president of the Underground Railroad during the time. Within the hours of arrival in the North, thinking that Gardner and her family were free, federal marshals stormed in and seized the family. With Gardner in distress, not wanting her children to go through agony of slavery as she went through, Gardner killed her eldest, a 2-year-old daughter, while the other children were on the floor wounded but alive. An article was written about what Gardner did, and it was publicized. The work from the writer fumed abolitionists, to whom claimed that slavery was a testament to injustice for African American slaves in the South and the North. This case was one of the most American widely publicized fugitive slave trials. In Ohio, she was tried as a free person, knowing the risk of receiving the death penalty for killing her daughter, but she was returned to Kentucky as property and not being charged for her child's death. Authorities tried to later charge Gardner, but the slave master scattered her and her family members in different locations of the state. Margaret Garner died in Mississippi in 1858 from typhoid fever around the age of 25 to 26. Stories and other works, for example, Beloved, became a famous and well-known novel solely based around the Margaret story. It won a Nobel Peace Prize, to whom it was written by Toni Morrison. Was Margaret Garner justified into killing her children and wanting to kill her other children and herself? On October 4th, the class had a discussion of whether Miss Gardner's actions were right or wrong. In the class, I gave my opinion of killing her children was not a justified excuse into saving her children from bondage. As my fellow peers were on the fence about this topic, I stuck to my grounds on my opinion. Margaret Garner was wrong. We spoke about the mind-blowing idea also that she also had 4 children by the age of 20. Unfortunately, in today's society, young adults around their teens and their 20s have children of that number by the age of 25. Sometimes it's willingly, other times due to unfortunate circumstances. However, in Gardner's case, 2 of her children were from unfortunate circumstances. As I collected deep research in Gardner's story, from YouTube videos to articles, my opinion on the justification of killing her children changed. Even though I am not a mother yet, I am an older sibling of 2. I would rather suffer pain than my younger siblings feeling the same agony as I go through. I would find alternatives, such as fighting back against the federal marshals or sacrificing myself for my younger siblings to live and have a better life than I did, rather than killing them in cold blood. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.